Hey, what's up everyone? Sean here from Step by Step Excel Training, and in this video I'm going to show you how to audit or debug an Excel formula. Now that might sound a little technical or complicated, but it's pretty straightforward with the abilities that Excel gives you. So let's take a look here. Let's say that we have an error in a formula. So I have this formula in here based on this set of numbers, and I'm getting this error that says a number can't be divided by 0. So Excel, whenever you try to divide a number by 0, will give you this error message. Now if you look at the formula, it's pretty straightforward. You can tell that this A11 divided by A1, 10 divided by 0 is what's driving this error. But let's say you had a more complex formula across a large range of data, and you're pretty sure that you did your formula right, but for some reason you're getting an error and you just don't know why. Well, there's a couple of different ways you can check each individual component or section of a formula. The first thing I'm going to look at is under this Formulas tab here. If you come over and click on this Evaluate Formula option, it's going to give you this dialog box. Within this dialog box, it's going to show you this is the same formula that we have in the formula bar. And it's going to allow us to go piece by piece and see what the answer is or what the result is from each section of the formula. So if I click Evaluate once, instead of sum A2 to A4, it's going to say the answer is 8. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3, or 6, sorry, 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. And then it's going to move over and it's going to evaluate this portion. So if I hit Evaluate again, it's going to put the two numbers together. So wherever the underline is what's going to be calculated when you press Evaluate. So as I continue to press Evaluate, you can see it's going to go over until it gets to Evaluate 10 divided by 0. And now it's going to say, oh, this is what's giving you this can't divide by 0 error message. So I'm just going to close that. Now, the thing to note about in the Evaluate formula here is that you may have noticed it goes sequentially. So it goes from the beginning to the end. But let's say that you had a lot longer formula and you thought, there might be 2 or 3 sections of the formula that maybe you weren't quite sure about, and you think that may be where the error is coming from, but you're not quite sure. Using this route might take a little more time because you have to go through, and press Evaluate multiple times to get to the section that you're looking for. But what you can actually do is you can go and do a similar evaluation within the formula bar itself. So if I wanted to see in the formula bar what sum 5 to 8 is, if that's where my error is coming from, if I highlight that section of the formula and press F9 on your keyboard, it's going to go and it's going to replace this with the value of that calculation or the answer to that section of the formula. Now I'll press undo. Similarly, I can come over here, and if I highlight that and press F9, it's going to say, oh, here, again, here's the error message that's coming from this A11 divided by A1. So I'm going to undo that. Now, the thing to keep note of here is I'm just going to take this out for now so that we don't have the error. If you use that F9 option right here, right? If I press F9 and it's going to give me a value of 8 here. If I forget to undo it and if I just hit enter there, okay, if I go to copy this formula down more, it's going to leave this value, this constant of the number 8 here. It's not going to keep the average formula or this average function within the formula. Okay, so that's why it's really important to undo it, because if you forget to and you start moving the formula around, it's not going to maintain the entire formula. It's going to drag or copy that constant, that single value wherever you go. So that's why it's really important. So when you go to the Evaluate formula, it might take a few extra steps to get to what you're trying to look for. When you do it this way, you got to make sure that you remember to undo after you evaluate the formula to make sure that that constant, that single value isn't staying there. So those are a couple of quick ways that you can easily identify without having to go and try to rebuild the formula or spend too much time trying to figure out piece by piece. Excel gives you those tools and those options that you can use to quickly identify errors and hopefully fix them without spending too much time on the root cause of the problem. So as always, if you enjoyed the video and learned something, be sure to hit the like button. And if you've been, getting some great information and value from the training, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of the upcoming videos going forward.